just to tell you that this dream, I mean this bridge was a dream came through for so many people here in Croatia, because they were dreaming about this bridge for decades, if not centuries, okay? I don't know how well do you know the borders and everything here, in former Yugoslavia region, but Dubrovnik is cut off from the rest of the motherland by land, okay? So if someone wanted to go to Dubrovnik previously, I mean before this bridge was built, they would have to go by Neum. They would have to go through Neum, and that would take so long because over there, there are also border crossings. Since Neum is a part of Bosnia and Herzegovina, it's the only exit to the Adriatic Sea we have in the country, and to reach Dubrovnik you had to go through two more borders, let's put it like that. So we passed two border crossings. Imagine if we would now go to Badia without having this bridge, we would have to cross two more borders, and that would take us too long, believe me, especially over there in Neum, because Dubrovnik, how touristic it is, they have so many tour buses going from Dubrovnik in various directions every day, so it's always, a nightmare, to use that border. So thanks to God, this bridge has been finished after a long wait, of course. After a few times, they have been starting the construction and everything. They just abandoned it afterwards. But this time, it was actually, they started building it during COVID. And it was a Chinese company who was hired to build the bridge. And Chinese are quite serious, when they start something, they finish it. The quality sometimes it's questionable, but they finished the job, and they did. And really, it's a life-changing bridge for the peninsula of Peljeski, because this year, this is the first year since the bridge was done. I mean, the first season since the bridge was done. They now have so many more tourists than they used to have before, because it was really an adventure to go to this peninsula before the bridge was done. But now, thanks to the money, most of the money came from the European Union, I mean through their funds, and to this Chinese company, the bridge is there, and really it's changed so many things, since it was built, in a good way, of course. Okay, just to get back to the story of the Church of Tihalina and a few more words about Father Jozo, because if you get to know him a bit this way, then you may even ask some questions over there, that now you may ask, of course. So that's how the statue of the Virgin of Mary, of the Blessed Virgin of Mary, came to the Church of Tihalina. It was bought in Italy, and it's there ever since. And many pilgrims, as I told you, go there to have a mass, especially during the week, because during the weekends, it's more for the locals, the church. But during the week, anyone who has a priest, of course, any group can can have a mass over there inside the church. And many pilgrims have testified that they have seen, while they were really praying in front of the statue. I don't know if you have been there, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, the statue is put on a small, not too small, on a pillar, on a platform, or whatever you wish to call it, okay? And the statue, I mean the head of the Virgin is looking down with the arms wide open. So when you are praying, kneeling in front of the statue, it's like the Virgin is looking up to you, okay? Looking down to you, sorry. And many pilgrims have testified that while they were, in profound prayer in front of the statue, they have seen the changes on the statue's face. Like the lips were moving, the Virgin was smiling or blinking or something like that. So really that's quite strong, quite powerful, and many have said that, really. And that's, I mean, for that statue and for the fact that Father Jozo was in charge of that parish for some while, many pilgrims go there as well, okay? And a few years after he was, in charge of that parish, Father Jozo, the war came to former Yugoslavia region. I don't know, should I talk much about the war? I will just try to explain that quite devastating, especially, you know, for my hometown. I'm from Mostar. Mostar is the capital of the region of Herzegovina. We are only 25 kilometers away from Medjugorje, so I work, you know, quite a lot in Medjugorje as well. But during the war, Mostar was by far the most destroyed city of the country. If we are talking only about the major cities, you know, it's the 5th biggest city of the country with some 100,000 inhabitants, more or less. And 70% of the city was destroyed. You know, really, the house I was living also was destroyed, and everything, so many others as well. Many refugees, you know, we've had from the country in general, not just from the city. But just to give you an idea of how blessed Medjugorje is, you know, being only 25 kilometers away from the city of Mostar, which was by far the most destroyed city of the country, nothing happened to Medjugorje. No destruction, nothing. And we also have testimonials of the military pilots of the former Yugoslav National Army, who was of course bombing everything they could back then, you know. And those pilots have orders, you know, to bomb Medjugorje as well. Although no military was there, no military, you know, buildings, weaponry, whatever, you know, nothing like that. Just civilians, you know, people living there. But still, they received the orders to bomb the place, Medjugorje, especially the church. But according to their testimonials, every time they approached Medjugorje, their radars, you know, the radars inside their planes would go crazy, you know, just ballistic. They couldn't find the place using the radars, and that's how Medjugorje was saved. And we truly and deeply and firmly believe that it was saved thanks to the Mother Mary, you know, thanks to the Virgin. So really nothing happened. Medjugorje also saved many lives during those years, because Medjugorje was one of the few places to which humanitarian aid could come, because everything else was affected by war, so it was very unsafe to go to other places, other parts of the region. But to Medjugorje it was possible to bring the humanitarian aid, which fed, well, almost everyone, you know, not just the people of Medjugorje, but also of Mostar and the surrounding area, the region in general. So Medjugorje saved so many lives during the 1990s war. And Father Joseph Oko as well. So I don't know, did you know, or do you know about this, you know, part of his life, or this, what he started organizing, you know, when the war started and just after the war. So when there is a war, of course, people get killed, you know, people die during the war. And so we have many orphans as well. Many children lost their parents, one or both of them, you know. For many children, no one was there to provide for, and that's when Father Joseph Zoka stepped in. Okay, so that's when he started a project of finding, well, we call them godfathers, for those children. So those children, he would find them, you know, someone abroad, to some other, you know, country, mostly in the English-speaking countries, really, but to other parts of the world as well. He was looking for those godfathers, and those people would provide for those children. You know, the children would be living here with their, let's say, mothers or someone, you know, close to them, and they would send them money, you